welcome back to the channel. Today I'm taking a look at this, Dirty Deeds by Allendale. Today we've got another first for the channel and for myself. Allendale's been in the supermarkets for a while now, but I just haven't had any. This is the first one. It's called Dirty Deeds. It is a New England IPA, 6.6%. And interestingly, on the can, it gives the IBU, which is the International Bitterness Unit Scale, or anyway, it's the bitterness scale, and it's 19, which I believe is fairly low. So I'm expecting quite a refreshing, juicy number out of this one. Before we get into it, here is a look at the can. Some pretty great artwork on there. Right, let's get this open. Very flat. Not much movement at all. Right. Not getting any aromas as yet. Nice hazy. Oh, just got hit. Big pineapple mango, very New England IPA, but it smells really appetizing. Not getting any dankness off it. It just smells fresh and fruity and like it's going to be really refreshing, which, if you can tell by my throat, is something I need. Head's dissipating pretty quick. It's big bubbles, so I don't think that's going to hang around. Yeah, that is really hazy. Not advertised as hazy, but there's a lot of kind of particles in suspension in there. You won't be able to tell from the light there, but yeah, right. Let's get the aromas going. So mango, pineapple, bit of maltiness actually in there, a bit of malt biscuit stuff. Very sweet on the nose, really sweet. Not much lemon coming through, it's all those sweeter tropical fruit vibes. Touch of grapefruit possibly, but really low down. Another one of those classic umbongo-esque beers, I think. Which for people outside the UK won't know what that reference is, but it's just a very sweet kids' fruit drink from back in the 90s, and some fruity beers remind me of it. Definitely a tiny bit of grapefruit in there. I'm not getting a whole great deal out, so let's dig in. Cheers. Ooh, that cut's different. Okay. It's nowhere near as sweet as the nose would lead you to believe. It gets very piney very quickly on the taste and quite drying in the middle, which are not uncommon for New England IPAs, but I was expecting a real juice bomb in this one. That's not what it's turned out to be. So, top to bottom tasting notes. Tiny bit bitter at the start, the front of the tongue, but it's really not very heavy. And then you get a flash of citrus notes. It's more grapefruit and lemon that you kind of couldn't really smell very much in the aroma. It's very much there in that second phase. Then there's a huge waft of kind of citrus bitterness across the middle of the tongue. Dries the tongue out. Very, very drying. And that is then completed by, that's when your juice bomb hits. Just before you swallow it, just before the kind of aftertaste sensation, there is a big spike of those. It's less mango and less sweet though still than the taste. It's more a bit of kind of citric pineapple, bit of orange in there, bit of lemon, sweeter lemon than at the start though. Those kind of things. The mango is very much present on the aroma, but it's really dialed back in the flavour. The aftertaste is a bit more sweeter mango, kind of what you were expecting the whole thing to be like, but only right at the end, and at that point it's not really sweet and the dryness has taken over and there's a residual piney bitterness also sat at the back there. Yeah, I mean, you get the idea. It's one of those, it's trying to hit every New England IPA taste note in one there, and it's doing it pretty well. It's pretty nice. It says the IBU is 19. To be honest, my knowledge of the IBU scale is not that good, so 19 might be quite high, but I don't think it is, and that tastes a bit more bitter than that. Maybe it's more drying and that's masking it a bit, but that's interesting. Right, let's take a look at the can. From England's last wilderness, brewed in the heart of England's last wilderness, we strive to capture the spirit of freedom and adventure that defines the landscape in all of our beers. Allendale Brew Co, independent family-run brewery, handcrafting beer in England's lost wilderness. Brewed at Allendale Brewery, Allen Mill, Allendale, Hexham. Northeast, right. Do like it around Hexham, been a few times. Allendale Brewery on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, phone number allendalebrewery.com. It says Dirty Deeds, hops, Galaxy and Victoria's Secret hops, eh? Interesting. Under malts it says pale ale, oat and wheat, so it explains a lot of the haze. It's got a colour chart which you can see there. And this is all but the lightest. Serve cool, drink fresh. I certainly have. Best before NC base. Best before November 21. We're in early April, so yeah, it's fairly fresh. 6.6%, and that's about all. Great texture on the can, can you hear that? Pretty enjoyable. A solid New England, especially for the cost, because this was a supermarket special. I think these are on 4 for $6. Certainly in Morrisons they do a range of you get 4 of some beers for £6, and I think that was on it. So effectively it's a £1.50 can of beer. That's cheap. And does it show? No. It seems a quality beer. I will say though that Sierra Nevada Pale Ale is on that offer in a slightly bigger volume. They come in 355 over instead of 330, I think. And well, we know how good that is. It's funny, I've had a lot of beers recently in this kind of style that have all these similar tasting notes and kind of the sharp bitterness experiences, and some of them are incredible and some of them really aren't. This one falls very much into the it's alright category. I don't hate this. I could drink a pint of it. I could probably drink 2 pints of it. It's not putting me off in any way. It's just that the kind of tart bitterness, citrus bitterness in the middle kind of the taste profile, it just goes maybe a bit far, and it doesn't do enough in the rest of the taste range to kind of bring you back to it. It doesn't treat you with nice subtleties first and then smack you with that, or leave you with a nice juicy note afterwards. It's a good but nothing special start, and it's a good but nothing special end, but in the middle that bitterness is maybe just a little bit overdone. But that said, you see the pretty damn hazy there. It's a decent beer. Would I recommend you buy it? Yeah, if you want to try something new and you like New England IPAs and you want to get something on that 4 for $6 deal at Morrisons or whatever it is, sure, give it a go. It's certainly not bad. Don't hate it. Will I buy it again? Not knowing what else is on that offer that I prefer more, to be honest. But I'm not always the biggest pale ale fan. I'm certainly not always the biggest East or West Coast IPA fan, to be honest. So it normally has to do something pretty special to win me round. This one isn't quite doing it, but if you generally just like that flavour profile and you want a cheaper session beer, then this will do it. Although at 6.6%, your session might not be that long, but in 330ml cans, I suppose you can probably lag that out a little bit. And to be honest, I think that's all I've got to say about it. So as always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you haven't already, subscribe if you would be so kind, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.